There we go, Team Spirit versus NaVi. It's ESL Pro League Season 16, Chad. This should be a banger. It's a domestic derby, a Royal Rumble if you like, and I think that's appropriate. We've got Simple on the server and the king of esports, Sponge, in attendance. How are you doing, sir?
Look, I think this game right here, when you start the group, you think, okay, it's just the opening round. But we all know by the time we get to the final day of these round robins, things seem to get a little bit funky. So I think NaVi necessarily need to pull up their boots and make sure they're able to confirm the victory here. But we're underway into the pistol round, and they've been fortunate with the CT side, as Squeaky Door looking like it's going to get blown open any moment here. 1xBet odds top of your screen, and not surprising, favoring NaVi.
Well, here we go then. CT star for NaVi, and they've got the dual Berettas out with Perfecto as well. 1 HE grenade as the execution comes through. As the first frag on multi-soil comes in, it's Patsy that goes down, a key fragging unit. And it's going to be a couple of kills as Simple as well. 4 versus 2, Chopper and Wonderful to try and pick up the pieces, but it's not looking too good for them.
No, they opened the door there before the molly landed top hut, given a chance for a duel. The opening coming the way of NaVi, and now just to mop up the pieces here, Wonderful and Chopper. They'd love to get their hands on this bomb, but Simple on the prowl, peppered away for now. But the push is coming through lobby, more space to be taken, and there you go, Wonderful. Gonna have to hit a couple of those against Simple throughout this series.
Yeah, it was up to NaVi to give those opportunities up, and there it is. Simple will be giving that first frag away. 3 versus 2, still a lot of HP here available, and they're looking for that next frag here. Electronic, next up, fires off the shot. They know where he is now, and they have recovered the bomb as well. A headshot comes through, down at 3 HP. 40 seconds remain, and Bit trying to close the gap here, trying to lock them in towards the lobby, but there's another kill, and they're just offering themselves up here, Chad.
Yeah, one at a time here. No trade potential on any of these, and now they've actually given up a lot of map control, but towards the lower side they go. Bomb on the back, HP advantage now there. Into the window side, they'll trundle, and both of them just clearing out to make sure nobody lying in wait, but down the fireman pole, the vent, the quick rotation coming through, and SDY may be the first to take contact here.
This was a 4 versus 2, a foregone conclusion it felt like as well. NaVi had this one in the bag, and now on the back foot, bomb down, and only 3 HP for Electronic. They'll come together, and it's another great shot from Wonderful here. They've got the advantage. Some die young. His days might be numbered as they fall back. They get a retreat, and now he has to actually try and find his first aggressive kill. Not going to happen, and that's an absolute nightmare for NaVi.
Yeah, safe pair of hands as SDY, but left in a very difficult position there. And what started well for NaVi, I spoke about the door getting swung open on that top side execute from Spirit, felt a little bit premature, and they're able to turn it around here. So slowing it down. NaVi are going to have to consider how this one... Oh, okay, so the smoke on top of the hut as well. So it's a bit of a combo there. Molly smoke top hut just to be able to, I would assume, get down the vent.
Right, exactly.
Thought the smoke top hut looked a little bit skew-iff there, but good catch on the replay, and great stuff from Wonderful. Right, this kid, he's only played 12 maps with this squad. A very fresh young lad to be brought up, filled the shoes of Dexter, joining the team. Cologne was pretty decent for them. I don't know how many of us thought they could recover since Dexter did leave the starting 5, and well, Patty has really been the revelation of this squad.
Well, a little bit of a frustrating start there for NaVi. A round in their favor, thrown away. They will force fight back into the second here. The scout on Simple, and what a scout it is. Patsy, he'll be removed from the equation there quite early on, and it's a 5 versus 4. We still have a couple of smokes on the CT side, and they are focusing towards the upper bomb side here. You can see that first smoke being deployed towards Squeaky.
Very rifle heavy here as well for Spirit. You can see a lot of Galil's AK in the mix here. They are down a man, and I was just talking about the X factor that Patsy can bring. This does start to become a bit of an issue here.
Absolutely.
There's still another smoke on SDY. Yeah, continue to funnel that, block this door position. And you can see the setup towards that top site. You've got a player in the rafters, one top hut, one over towards main. Simple still roaming around with that scout towards the yard position, and Bit, he's just playing for contact and fall. So as the clock gets lower, this is not looking good for Spirit.
Yeah, down to 35 seconds here. It's actually a bit of a problem, and these choke points are difficult to navigate. Some die young with the 5-7, the perfect weapon to get a couple of kills in that position. 20 seconds here, and here we go. The first kill goes in favor of Magic. That's absolutely massive here. That should be their entrance in towards the upper bomb side. Do they want to take it? They absolutely do. The 5-7, not as strong as I was expecting there, and we will see a lot of kills going in favor of Team Spirit. Perfecto will offer himself up, sacrifice himself to the gods, and it's a 3 versus 1. Another promising round from NaVi there. Doesn't work out for them.
No, you're not going to get too many of those openings on force buys like this. So Simple provides, but NaVi cannot close, and they had to stack towards the right side as well. So again, another well-handled round from Spirit. Maybe Yanko's prediction might come true here today.
Yeah, I feel like there's a reason they picked Nuke, right? Everyone's like, well, it's NaVi's best map. But yeah, they've been grinding. We haven't seen them play, what, 8 weeks?
It's
since
been
Cologne,
a long
right?
time, yeah.
So they've had plenty of time to watch their opposition. Remember, NaVi, although they're a blast, the first few games didn't have Simple. He only actually played 2 maps in the end.
That's crazy, right?
But
That he
still,
only played
they've
2
come
maps.
straight from one event into this one.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate the way it kind of worked out for them being in Group A, but you've got plenty of intel. You've seen their potential weaknesses and the way they approach things. They wouldn't have had time to really adjust too much their game plan.
Yeah, and that's just a little frustrating one there for Perfecto early, right? You never want to be, you're getting the -1 in that column. Now, look, fortunately for him, he's got 1 to his name.
Yeah.
You never want to find -1 and
it's not a
15.
good feeling, is it?
You know, you've seen people go there before.
You're
never
immortalized at that point.
Yeah.
No one's going to forget about that.
That's the way it could get worse for Hooksy, right?
Sure. Yeah,
you know,
okay.
2 for 15 is one thing. -1 and that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, because you had to either take yourself down or a teammate as well, and then everyone's just frustrated. You're working against the squad at that point. And Simple has brought up the scout once more. Doesn't look like he invested himself. He's been dropped in, and we'll see the first shots rattle out. It will do very well against this wall of smoke to do anything against it, unfortunately for him. We've got Patsy already down towards Secret, and Someday on Perfecto looking to aggress in towards the lobby.
I think the Zeus right now on Perfecto. Let's see if we can make the lovely sound effects here early. Probably we like to have a little bit more fun. Look, I practice in my private time. Oh, that's a dink, and well, that's
nice
another.
shots.
The Zeus doesn't even come out to play. So right now, Spirit are just taking care of business in a lot of these situations. A great start from them, looking very likely to be this 3-0 conversion.
And on the T side of Nuke Chat, your pick as well, that's an excellent start. Like, it's some of those difficult rounds in CS, getting number 2 and 3 in there, locking them in on the T side especially, this is big.
I had a couple of issues, right? When Spirit still had Dexter on the roster, and,
Sure.
and I covered them during an RMR, and I watched them on this map versus Sinners, they got blown out, and I was like, what? And then they qualified for the major, and they had that crazy run with Dexter, and you know, I think their match against FaZe was probably one of the better matches of that major. I think it was in the semi-final game. Then once Dexter goes, you start to ask some questions, but Team Spirit on Nuke in this environment, you've mentioned it, they're obviously coming here with a bit of a game plan. They've shown that they're happy to pick it and play it in pressure games in the past. What is the weakness that they're going to try and target of NaVi, right? Because this is the question. We look at NaVi as a great team with the system of Blade behind it. It's no longer just Simple needing to go get all the kills alongside of Electronic. They have a great system. We like what we're seeing. So what does Chopper the Madman sitting there in the middle come up with as the weak point? Where do they want to target? Who are they going to force it to be a little bit awkward in the rotations? And we're about to find out, because we will be getting into these gun rounds. AWP out for Simple, rifles for the rest. All silence varieties.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see just the rifles for Team Spirit, trying to conserve some of that cash with a couple of Galils in the mix as well. Magic's working towards the hut, and looks like a bit of an outside play once again, where they see those smokes be deployed. We've got Chopper on towards the silo here, just trying to see if he can find any sort of intel and distract potentially as Electronic. His nade won't quite connect there. Bit of a spray through as well. Not finding anything just yet, but no commitment from Team Spirit. Is feeling it out first.
And to note, Simple starting at ramp right here, so they're actually opting to take a little bit more lobby control, allowing Spirit to crawl across yard behind these smokes to get the space. And Electronic, for a spam kill or 2 on the fade, will just get away. And it's going to be SDY down here to have to deal with this. Flash in his hand, or on his belt buckle, as he's got 4 coming his way. This is going to be a difficult fight.
Absolutely. I think this is the perfect call on these sort of rounds. Sticking together when the money is not great for the CT side. They might not necessarily have all of their grenades. You've got a couple of drills. You've got the Wolfpack mentality here. And here's the commitment. Someday Young spots them. He'll need rotations here. There's no way he can take that fight alone. And here comes the cavalry. Simple. What? The best backup you could probably ask for. But the AWP...
Get smoked and mollied off here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, window gets cracked open. There's the shot from Simple, now playing ahead of the smoke. Knows he needs to help SDY. Flash is coming forward here. SDY still, well, no longer standing tall. Pats is going to take him, and Simple's Orb's going to grab another. 25 seconds on the clock here.
It's looking quite good for NaVi. They definitely need this round to go in their favor. 4-0 start would be a nightmare of sorts. They have the 4 versus 3, but they've had plenty of those even in this map so far. Electronic keeps pulling kills back, and there it is. That should secure things here. It's 10 seconds. Magic's towards the back steps, but not really much of a chance in this one. Bomb is down, and he'll have to sacrifice the round and give it up as we go 3-1. NaVi find that first round. They secure the AWP as well. Save the M4. Not the cleanest of rounds, but they'll certainly take it, considering how much freedom Team Spirit had to get down towards Secret there.
Yeah, Simple just peaking on the right timings there. The window got broken, and the U2 wasn't flying through immediately there. So it grabs the freebie off of the sound cue, and the second, knowing he has to push through the smoke, because they want to isolate SDY's position there. So a good job from NaVi to mop this up after giving up all the territory. But you've got to worry about Boris the Butcher, mate. I'm just saying, you saw him kick over that chair in Cologne. This kid, he ain't messing around. Boris ain't messing around.
He's absolutely not. But like we said, that was the first kind of like, not so much a bonus round here from Team Spirit, but they had a couple of kills in the mix. Now they've got Wonderful, the replacement for Dexter. Maybe not as aggressive, but certainly as skilled. And we'll see whether he can actually step up here on a map like Nuke.
Well, we've seen Neil around. Maybe we'll have to pick his brain. I know that he helped Wonderful get situated in Europe.
Right.
And
That's
then not too long after that, able to find himself in this roster. So a good proving ground for the young gun. Has been a lot of hype around the AWPers from the region. Deco's another one over at 1 win at the moment with Flamey. Electronic with the Famous down towards the lower side here, already responding to this yard control. And really just taking their time as Spirit. There's no rush about it. It's not the chopper that maybe some remember running like a madman with a MAC-10. They are playing very methodical Counter-Strike here.
But it's the exact same approach here once again. So Chopper holding the flanks, 3 players down. He's just making sure that no one follows them down towards Secret. Electronic this time to defend. And as I said, the round they won was good, of course, but they only managed to keep 2 players alive. So Famas is here to defend, and you can see this passive play from Electronic. Just wants to get a decent setup here. He'll get behind the silo in the lower bomb site. Call for the cavalry once more. Simple this time, can't hit the shot, Chad. That's a massive kill from Patsy.
Yeah, they're going to run him down here fast into the site. Electronic needs to deal with this, and the smoke forward. Patsy with the second, and surely the round here. Bit the only one to respond, and he's going to be dealt a dud hand too. Patsy, early X-Factor material right here.
Yeah, so confident as well. A lot of hype around Patsy, a player to watch in the server for sure, but those were clinical kills there. Simple had all the advantages in the world. He gets his head cleanly ripped off. Fantastic work, and there's nothing to be said about the round. NaVi just have to save and give it up.
This is one of the things with NaVi, right? When they're chasing their tail a little bit, because they're trying to sniff out exactly where Spirit are in some of these certain situations, that's when you need the players to step up with the multi-kill. But when they're setting the tone, Simple goes aggressive, Electronic pushes yard, that's when they're feeling the flow and they're forcing Spirit where they want them. Right now, Spirit are getting all the room. And this is a factor, right, that when you have the early game, it tends to go a little bit overlooked. But with all the force buys or the half buys or someone buying a deagle, when you get into the first gun rounds these days, it's not like it used to be back in our day where you would have your M4, your armor, and all the util, and most players would have a defuse kit, right? You have a couple of emissions, whether that's with util, whether that's with weapons, and the ramifications of that is how much space can possibly be taken to be jarring on the CT target, how much delaying you can do, and nice little adjustment there from Patsy as we're going to catch this on the replay. Diligent too, like leading the pack.
Absolutely.
You tend to get a little bit more focused, like laser focused on well, not clearing all your corners, which doesn't sound like being laser focused, but you get the bloodlust, right? So for him there to take his time, isolate all those jewels, really good round, and you can see what it's done here.
Yeah, simple yet effective for Team Spirit, managing to get the same smokes down towards Secret, sending their star players in. Patsy cleans up, gets himself 3 frags, and that's the round over. Perfecto with the M4. He'll be on top of the CT boxes here, and it's a great shot and takes down the protagonist of the previous round. Patsy has dropped. Still a lot of work to do here, but it's a decent start. He'll have to rotate, presumably. Perfecto now wants to go towards ramp perfectly, or maybe up top of Heaven.
This would be nightmare scenario, though, for Spirit after this great start that we're talking about, recovering rounds after opening picks, to then lose to 1 M4 and a couple of upgraded pistols, fortunately. Wonderful will grab one back here.
Mr. Wonderful. Looking forward to seeing what he can do on the CT side as well, how mobile he'll be, whether he'll have that dynamic aspect to him. I'm sure he will. Perfecto for now went towards the upper bomb site, and we'll just pump the brakes a little bit here. 1 minute hits, and we still have plenty of flashes, not so much in terms of smokes here for Team Spirit. 1 left, that's in the hands of Chopper. Siren has made his way down towards lower, just feeding out the situation. They know money's low on the CT side, but they have to find out where they're stacked.
This might be something they've identified here, because think about how often they've played through Secret towards lower, right? Maybe it's a little bit understaffed. Maybe they know that they can get all this backhaul control against NaVi, but I thought for a moment there might be the pivot up the vent, which would, in this situation, be the absolute wrong call. But over towards single door, and that one smoke that's remaining is going to be perfectly plopped on towards the side there, facilitating this plant. Siren is going to take that space, use the smoke in his favor, and they're in. The bomb will go down, 15 seconds left on the clock, and, well, this should be another Spirit round.
Should be. You want to save that M4. You don't want to be going for these ones. Like, you've got armor as well on the 5.7s. Like, saving pistols might look a little bit strange to some viewers, but that armor is worth its weight in gold. If you can keep the secondary weapon as well, that'd be great.
They might not be able to get away with this. Magic's currently, not watching the line. Caught some leg, grabs 2, and Perfecto. They know where the rifle is now. So the fact that he does get that trade there, Simple's going to be able to pick up an AK here as well. So as we piece together some of those finer details, another key with the 2,900 loss bonus into the next. An AWP for Simple now is without question. But a 5-1 start here, and I'm sure Yanko in the green room is talking a bit of trash right now to Kasad, I imagine.
I didn't realize we'd be going that sort of energy on day one.
Oh,
Map
they're like
one,
brothers.
Straight in there.
They're like brothers.
Yeah. Wow, that's going to be an interesting season. I'm glad I'm here. It's been a while. It's, what, 2 years since I joined in the fun?
When Yanko and Kasad just go, Trace, he winds them up. I don't know if people say he winds them up.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's great to see that. And I understand, right? A lot of people aren't used to that type of a relationship. That's okay. But a lot of people think that like Yanko and Kasad like hate each other. It's like it's the complete opposite. they love each other. That's why they can disagree like this.
Yeah, it's brotherly love, you know. Well then, here we go. The first real gun round here. We're going to see everything, all the bells and whistles. Simple in the AWP once again. And here come the smokes once more.
That's a change.
Yeah, it is a bit of a change. We're not seeing the same sort of outside play. It's much slower paced here.
And again, they've given up all this yard control. Electronic, you know, we see him play forward towards the red box, close up under what's that silo, as everybody may remember from the major final.
They have got Simple towards CT spawn this time, however. So his orb's not down towards lower upper. He's not rotating through the vents, so he maybe can have a bit more impact when they do cross, if they cross. Because now you've kind of put the fear of God in them. With these two outside
have
plays,
to respect it.
Yeah, they absolutely have to react to it now. They can't allow 4 players to get down Secret just scot-free. They have to try and challenge.
All right, now no challenge here at all. Still quite in the dark, NaVi. Posting up, hoping for a reaction, and well, yeah, they've called their bluff in a big way. You can see they've only rotated 1 man down towards the lower side. That is SDY, and they're turning their attention back towards A. Perfecto is going to need to step up here in conjunction with Electronic as the hit comes through. It's a backside molly available here. Perfecto is going to get hot under his toes. Oh, but Electronic's just walking straight in. He's been spotted. He might give it away here. Electronic with 2. The conversion, the AK pickup. This one's stalled out right now. They're not going to get past Electronic. 3 kills from him, and he wanted more, but wonderful. Eventually stops him at the gate.
It looked like he stepped out of line, but anything but that. Electronic lighting 3 of them up. 4 versus 2 at this point. Wonderful, and Chopper left to pick up the pieces, and not really much to pick up. With 15 seconds remaining, you've just got to save, yeah. And they actually spotted Electronic there. You could see the foot movement there. They were trying to swing around and get him, but it's such a stifling area of the map, and he actually lights up to gets the AK-47 and closes them down. Very nice from Electronic.
Chopper seeing if he get a kill there, trying to keep the finances a little bit lower for the CT side, but AWP will be retained. Plenty of cash, some drops can come through if required. Only 1 player at that 4K mark, I believe. So real bougie situation to find yourself in if you are Spirit right now. But Electronic, the fact he gets 3, this is round done, right? When we talk about individual impact, right, or we talk about multi, this is exactly it, right? This is the round being won here with a 3K. You
can see the frustration there. They definitely shouldn't have allowed more than 1 kill against him, but 3 players from Team Spirit mowed down in towards the hub position, and that's a foundation round for NaVi. They needed that. It had to be clean, and Electronic delivers here. Back to the outside smokes.
Change.
It is not the same smoke, so you can see they're going much faster, and that is sending 4 players down once again. It's 3, and Chopper actually not with them, I believe. So we'll see what kind of plan they have. They'll Chopper is in second this time.
Well, SDY just took a chunk of damage there. He's down to 11 points of health there already, so maybe there was a molly or a nade over towards that vent at the start of the round, right? Because he's the first rotation point. Currently 0 kills for SDY, and he knows they're coming. A molly forward, a flash back, smoke about to fade.
Here we go. He needs to find at least a couple of kills here. Spotted, falls back, repositions. He knows he's low. 1 bullet will do it. Patsy has full control of the vents as well. This is a bit of a nightmare for NaVi. They will call for the backup towards lower. Bits will join Samda Young, but at this stage, full control granted towards Team Spirit. Flashbang not great, but still, everyone's still alive.
SDY is just trying to be bait right now on this low HP, just putting himself out there, trying to set Bit up.
Ooh, hasn't gone well. Wonderful hit. A great shot. Yeah, he does inflict a lot of damage towards Chopper. Wonderful at 51 HP as well. They still have 2 players down here. It's Simple, who's been managing to hit these shots, but normally smoked off in this spot. There's Samda Young is found. Chopper takes him down, and Simple needs at least 2 here. Finds the first, that's Patsy. Siren will follow shortly after. And here we go. Simple starting to warm up now. 3 versus 2, 20 seconds remaining, and low HP for Wonderful and Magic's. Great sequence there from Simple.
Oh, they need to get this bomb right now. It's down in the middle of the site. There's no time for this. Surely not just another individual round to win this one. And Simple, maybe he's not done just yet. That's going to be the 4th, the 5th of Magic's. The last man standing is just going to have to sit here and wait.
Just when you needed him to step up there. Samda Young scrambling on the bomb side, backs to the wall, and Simple rotates it once again, finds 4 kills, clean as you like as well. Didn't seem to be under any pressure. They didn't have enough utility after expending so much outside, and you can see that's a big, big round for NaVi. and Simple and Co there, because money's still pretty decent for Team Spirit, but they're starting to be broken at this point. You have to start dropping some weapons over. They want the AWP especially.
Yeah, I think one of the keys in this type of a situation here is the fact that Simple is given all this room to continue to go for these peaks. And the third one, he should have been mollied off, right? But you get,
Exactly.